You are significant. You have seeds of greatness inside of you. You are not on accident. You are on purpose. You are here for a very divine, special purpose. And we are going to talk in this podcast about evidence that you are significant. We are going to talk about the very important subject of signs that you might be underestimating your significance. So, number one, to get right into it, when you are underestimating your significance, then you won't show up. You don't believe it matters if you show up because you feel like you're not important and nobody's going to miss you. And what you have to contribute, maybe you don't feel like you even have anything to contribute, or what you have to contribute is not of value. So, I'm Darlene Lee. I'm your host of You Are Significant, and I'm excited tonight as you listen to this podcast. I'm recording it on a Friday night. I am excited to share with you how you can turn this around, that there are signs that you may be underestimating your significance, and you can turn that around and realize your significance. If you find value in this podcast, please like, subscribe, hit the follow button, and share it out to your own social media. Share it onto your Facebook, your Instagram, send it in text to a friend. Thank you so much for being here and following this podcast. So, when you realize that you aren't showing up and you begin to see it, a lot of times just calling it out is the key. And recognizing that you're underestimating your significance and then beginning to show up. Deciding, even if you have social anxiety, even if it's hard for you to get out of the house, maybe you're still living in codependency where you're being gaslighted, or you're being told that you don't matter, that you don't do anything right, that you're behind, you're not enough. And those kind of messages can be indirect or direct. But I want to assure you, friend, that you do matter. You are never behind. You are on God's timing on your life, and His timing is perfect. And what you are doing in the moment, what you did today, was enough. What you did yesterday was enough. And God can take what you did and He can use it for good. And because of Jesus and His grace, He will fill in all the cracks. He will fill in the gap and make up any difference that there might be. And you are right on time and you are enough. And so when you begin to realize that, your joy comes back and you begin to show up and appreciate that you were invited to go. And you even start inviting other people to come to your own events, your own dinners, your own camps, your own retreats, your own business events, your own clubs. You can make your own. You can have your own invitations. And you begin to see that your work, your invitations matter as well. And whether a lot come or just a few, you can make those people who come feel special and feel invited and feel the same way that you want to feel and that you are beginning to feel as you heal and come out of codependency and realize that you are significant. And the second thing that could be a sign that you're underestimating your significance is a lack of communication. So When you're invited, if you aren't going to go, making sure that you call or you text the person and let them know you're not going to make it. That's so important. Or, as is often the case with codependence, being chronically late is a really, it's common. It's a common state of being. And even as you are healing and you're getting better and you're getting better at being on time, if you find yourself you're going to be late, maybe because of the person that you're still living with, or your kids, or you're having a bad day, it's okay. Forgive yourself and still communicate. Make sure that you communicate, because when you communicate, you are living into your significance. Even if you don't feel like it matters, don't go on your feelings. Go on who you are becoming and communicate. Let them know, I'm running late. I am still planning to come. Apologize for running late, because you are pouring from a full cup. You are pouring from self love. And the way that we fill our cup is we're in our Bible reading, we're in prayer, we're beginning to have healthy friends that are also healing and healed from codependency as well, and that they're living into their significance. And so we're not pouring from an empty cup anymore. By simply taking time with God and being in quiet time with God in the morning, in the evening, your cup is beginning to get more full, and you're able to reach out and communicate and apologize. I'm sorry I'm going to be late. I'm still planning to come. Or, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm not going to be able to make it this time, but please invite me again. I really appreciate your invite. So communicate. The next sign of you might be underestimating your significance is when you show up but you are running late. And these overlap, but I'm still going to go back and take them one at a time. So when you are running late, that can show that you feel like it doesn't matter if you are on time. You're not the one who's organizing the event. So maybe it doesn't matter because they're not depending on you for the food to get there on time. Or again, you may be running late because of the environment you're living in and you're doing your very best to be on time, but because of demands, maybe you're not setting enough boundaries, maybe you're not drawing a line at the time that you should stop working, or stop and get a shower, or stop and pack. Whatever it is you needed to do to prepare. A lot of times in codependency, we end up stopping when it's time to go. And we didn't stop an hour before or 2 hours before, depending on what we needed to do. Again, forgive yourself. It's okay. It's truly, it's okay. You have to show yourself grace and yes, you want to work on setting a boundary. Maybe set an alarm where you label that alarm and it says, go get your shower. And you start to lead yourself to get done the things you need to do on time, forcing yourself to set better boundaries with yourself. So these are signs, again, that you may be underestimating your significance, because subconsciously, even, you may feel like it doesn't matter if I'm on time. It doesn't matter if I'm 30 minutes late, an hour late. It doesn't matter if I miss the meal. I don't know what I would say anyway to those people while we're trying to sit there and eat. It's going to be awkward, uncomfortable. I don't want to be asked questions. I'm still trying to, deal with what's going on. And I would just rather not be in that awkward situation. So again, consciously, subconsciously, you almost plan to be late to avoid those situations and just skip the meal so you can just kind of blend in with the meeting that's happening afterward, or whatever's going on afterward that's a lot more milling around and you can be camouflaged by it. So recognize these things. It's huge just to recognize the behaviors so that you can begin to change them. And calling these things out is not to feel shame. It's not to feel um, any kind of blame or guilt. It's to truly begin to see yourself so that you can say, okay, I am not going to live into codependency. I'm going to live into recovery. I'm going to live into my healing. I'm healed in Jesus Christ. I can have power over my life. Yes, my life was unmanageable. At times it's still unmanageable, but with Jesus, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so, being able to see if you chronically run late and start to think about some changes that you can make to help you to run on time, and getting a partner who's going to support you and be loving and not judgmental or harsh, or like, asking you like, well, what happened today, why aren't you running on time, and they're going to be all judgmental about it. And instead, partner with someone who's going to be like, okay, girl, I know that you're not going to want to stop working, or I know you're going to be wanting to hide and not go to that thing because it's going to have people there and you're going to have to visit, and that is really hard for you. So, hey, let's make a pact that we're going to text each other at 3 o'clock, and we're going to say, hey, did you get your shower? Did you get packed? Did you make your food? Did you start making your food on time? Did you go buy your ingredients last night? Like, whatever it is, if you're trying to get to a potluck, or if you're trying to get to a retreat on time, or you're trying to get a meeting started on time where there's certain things that need to be done, partnering with someone and being vulnerable with that safe person and saying, okay, will you partner with me and let's make a list of what needs to be done, and then let's set times to go with that list, and then let's agree to communicate with each other, to help each other to get this stuff done on time so we can leave on time and be there on time and be prepared. And, that's a lot of steps, isn't it? That's a lot of steps to try to do by yourself. And part of coming out of codependency and healing is recognizing I don't have the power to do all that by myself. I am going to need help. And so I just want to applaud you. I want to give you high fives if you're just listening to this on podcast mode and not in video mode. I'm giving you high fives for reaching out and getting an accountability partner that's going to support you and help you to get these things done in a timely way so that you're not running late, and you can really help each other. And you may find that person is not committed yet to being on time. So keep looking for a partner that you can power partner with that does also want to heal from this area of codependency, and power partner with you to do the things to be on time. So, and the last thing that I wanted to look at and call out as a sign that you might be underestimating your significance is that once you get there, or even if you're having people over, this can happen. But let's talk about when you get somewhere that you were invited, you go, you don't decline, you show up, you're on time, or even if you're late, but you finally get there. Then when you get there, you're quiet. You decide to just be in the background. Maybe you smile. Maybe you're like the turtle who's in a beautiful shell. You come looking gorgeous. You have your makeup on, your hair done, a cute outfit on, but you're quiet. And so you're not contributing. I get it, girl. I so get it. Um, you just feel like, what do I have to contribute of value? And so I just want to encourage you, show up, trust God, go on faith, ask Him to show you what you do have of value that you can offer, that you can contribute to the event. And I thought of different kinds of events that you might be invited to. It could be It could just be something for fun. It could be a work meeting. It could be a club meeting. It could be even a family get together. You may feel like you don't matter in your family. And this happens a lot in codependency because your family may make you feel like you are just a big failure. You're just messing up at everything and you don't have anything to contribute. And so it can be easy to just not plan anything or feel like if you do plan something, you're just going to be a failure. You're going to mess up. Stuff isn't going to be great. It's not going to be fun. You may even get into a fight. You may even start a fight because you expect one. So let me just be in control and start one. So that's another codependent behavior. So just want to encourage you, take a big deep breath. And remember your four-sided breath. Exhale and breathe in through your nose. Hold it a couple seconds. Breathe out. Hold it a couple of seconds as you've exhaled. And now breathe in again. Anytime you start feeling these thoughts, those are triggers. This whole trying to get ready and get there and be there has got you so triggered up. So just remember your four-sided breath and breathe. Just breathe into it and start releasing. Just release. Just give yourself compassion that all of this is normal. It's totally normal to think these thoughts, to feel this way. It has been programmed into you. Like the environment you have been a champion and lived in, it's programming. And so as a human being made in God's image, you have the ability to reject that programming and program yourself. And one way to begin doing that is to breathe. And when you find yourself not making progress, maybe you didn't go get your ingredients to cook the thing that you're supposed to take the thing to the event for fun. You promised you would bring Hidden Valley Ranch dressing, your own recipe, and you don't have the stuff at home to make it. Or you promised you would bring chocolate chip cookies, and you don't even have chocolate chips. You have the flour, you have the butter, but you don't have the chocolate chips. And what are you going to do? You promised to bring them. Are you going to be late? Are you going to bake anyway? Think of ways to get there on time. It's more important to get there on time and visit than to have homemade baked chocolate chip cookies. You could even just go and say, I didn't get that done. I wanted to come visit with you. Sorry, I don't have the chocolate chip cookies. Or pick up some that are already made. You didn't home bake them. It's okay. But think about how you can shortcut this and still go, and it'll still be okay. Most of all, what's most important is to be there to love on the people. And so simplify as much as you can. And when you do get there, show up with a smile and find one person that you can be significant to. Because I guarantee, friend, you are not the only one feeling this way. You are not the only one who had these exact same struggles that felt like they weren't going to be enough. And different people manifest it in different ways. Sometimes people manifest it by they got to be the best, the first, have the homemadest things. That's their own way of trying to overcome their feeling of being not enough and being insignificant. But there's going to be other ones there who didn't get their homemade thing done, who forgot to pack the right stuff, who are struggling to not be late, who are struggling to even go and show up. And so when you get there, just keep that in mind that you aren't alone, and find one person to talk to and say, hey, how are you doing? How did it go getting here? That's an open-ended question, and it's good to ask open-ended questions. And so I just want to applaud you that you are an overcomer, and I'm proud of you for even considering going and fighting through what you had to fight through to show up and be significant. And I want to applaud you that if you've been underestimating your significance, that can just totally, it's never going to stop. You're always going to have struggles with that, but you can make progress and you can begin to implement some of these things that we've talked about today on this episode, and you can be even more of an overcomer, and you can help other people overcome as well. Thank you for listening to You Are Significant. Please leave us a review. Please leave comments, give us a like, and share this out. We appreciate you here on You Are Significant, and I cannot wait till next time to spend time with you.